Got empty. Where's my vodka?
Contact front! Contact front! I'm meeting him!
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I've got a really quick impromptu video. So about 2 months ago, I dropped this magazine out of my pocket somewhere in the yard. And as you can see, it's been sitting. It's been sitting in the rain. It's rained about 10 times now. I picked it up. I haven't cleaned it off or anything. I just found it here in about 5 minutes ago. So I want to do this as sort of like a impromptu torture test for these rounds. Now, what I've got loaded in this magazine are Hornady Critical Duty. And I've been choosing this ammunition because a lot of other ammunition that I've used in the past for carry, I either get the separation from the casing or actually the round will go into the casing. And with the critical duties, I have not found that to happen. So this is my choice of carry ammunition for the past 2 years now. So I actually really glad that I found this. And while I was thinking about this magazine, because you know, it's when you lose a piece of kit, this is a mag that I kept in my pocket every single day. You always think about it because it's not with you. Something that's normally with you every day that's no longer with you, you're going to think about it. So I figured, I knew I was going to find this magazine at one point or another. So I just found it today, and I figured when I found it, I'm going to make a video of it without cleaning it off or anything. So as you can see, there's a little bit of rust on the casing right there to show how long it's actually been sitting. I mean, it's not been sitting too long, but I mean, 2 months in the rain and the elements, it's going to be a nice little test. So all I'm going to do is actually take that mud out of there because I don't want to get that mud in my Glock. And also just kind of take a look at how these rounds are looking, get that mud out of the primer there. So this is the top round that was probably more exposed. A little bit of rust. So we're going to go live here in a second. Just going to shoot them as it is. I'm not even going to clean the magazine. And we're just going to see how it does. Well, I'm not going to shoot the whole magazine. Just a few rounds because I don't want to make that much noise out here today. But what we're going to be using today is just a factory Glock 19 Gen 5. Nothing special about it. Going to load that magazine, go out here and see how these rounds do. It's also been raining today too, so it is still wet from today. So we'll go live here and see how it goes. Alright guys, so as you saw in the video, worked out good. Only 5 rounds, but that instills confidence in me for the ammunition that I choose. By no means sponsored by Hornady. But Hornady Critical Duty has been the round that I've chosen to carry for the same exact reason. Just for standard wear and tear, I normally try to rotate my rounds at least once every 3 to 6 months. Sooner if it's possible, or you know, if it fits the budget. But I know these rounds are fairly new. They're probably less than 4 months old. But just a little test to pretty much reinforce of what I believed in these rounds. I had a recent experience when I was at the range. I was actually dumping out some of my carry rounds. And I'm not going to say what manufacturer it is because I don't like throwing smoke like that. But a certain manufacturer, major name brand manufacturer, I had 2 failure to fires. Now, it wasn't a light primer strike because it was a stock Glock. Rounds failed to fire, and those are rounds that I had loaded in a magazine that I was intending to carry. It wasn't in the primary magazine because these are in my primary magazine, but it was in a secondary reload magazine, what have you. So I hope this shows good information of why it is important to understand your equipment, understand what you're using, know the limitations or vice versa of whatever equipment or product that you're using. It's really important to understand these kind of things because especially on a carry gun that you're carrying on you every single day in case of an emergency, if you pull that weapon and that weapon doesn't go off because of a bad round, it's not a good thing, you know. So without a doubt in my mind, I know that these rounds are going to go off. Every time I've dumped these rounds for rotation for my carry rounds, they've always gone off, always. Other brands, it's hit or miss. Like I said in the video earlier, either I'll have the actual bullet come out of the casing one way or another, or I'll just have a failure to fire. And with these Hornady critical duties, I have had absolutely zero issues whatsoever with these rounds for the last 2 years that I've been using them to carry. And like I said, I've also been shooting them. I haven't shot a whole lot of them, maybe in the span of carrying and rotating, maybe a little less than 100 rounds, but got a little bit of experience with them. I'm sure a lot of law enforcement guys out there that are issued these rounds or choose to buy these rounds for their carry guns, I'm sure they have a lot more experience than I do and would have a lot more to say. But especially in a carry gun or a duty gun, these would be excellent because, and I'm not throwing shade, guys, but a lot of guys out there that work law enforcement, they don't necessarily maintain their equipment to certain standards. And I know this personally. I'm not going to name anybody, but I know certain guys don't pay attention to their gear, and it's okay because, you know, if you're all focused on firearms in that profession, you know, that's not what you want to be doing. Obviously, you want to make sure your equipment is good to go in case if you need it. But if you're a cop just because of the aspect of you get to carry a gun and shoot it all the time, you probably shouldn't be a cop. But understand your equipment and make sure that you get the best product that you can. Like I said before, I'm not sponsored by Hornady, not a shill for Hornady or anything. I like to stand by what I believe in. And if I'm going to recommend a product, it's going to work. Okay, it's always going to work. I'm not going to chill out for something that somebody might go and pick up and it's either going to get them hurt or get them killed or just not work. I wouldn't ever do that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you would give me a like, subscribe, check out my other videos because I am in the shadow realm. I am not moved at all. So I appreciate your guys' support. I appreciate you watching this video. And if you watched it through the whole way, I appreciate it. Y'all have a good night. One more thing, guys. Make sure you're going out there and getting some training, whether it's by a reputable company that's in your area or literally find the information yourself. And if you've got the equipment to practice with, please practice with it. If you're running an appendix holster and you've never trained with it before, the day that comes that you might have to draw that out of your appendix holster, you might blow your dick off. So practice with the equipment you have, understand the capabilities and limitations of your equipment, and get some training. Please, please get some training because not only can it save your life, it can save other people's lives. Please get some training. That's all I got. You guys have a good night.